Benjamin Curtis Collins Sr., Justice of the Peace, Precinct 1, Place 2, Jefferson County, Texas.
Okay. And then just a heads up, the whole interview that we're about to do right now, it's going to be uncut, and we're
Okay.
going to put it on our streaming.
Right.
Of course, I'm going to cut pieces for the 5 and the 6,
Right.
but after the 5 and the 6, we'll have this whole interview for our viewers to watch how you respond to our questions.
Okay.
Okay. So just first things first, you are the incumbent, so just
Yes.
let us know a little bit again about what people should know about you specifically.
Okay, I was born and raised right here in Beaumont, been here all my life. I'm married, my wife and I have 2 sons. We're all products of BISD, Lemoyne University, Lemoyne Institute of Technology. My oldest son has his master's degree from Lemoyne University. My youngest son is a deputy sheriff for Jefferson County Sheriff's Office, and my wife's a retired BISD instructor.
Of course.
And all born and raised here in Beaumont.
And then can you kind of tell us a little bit about, we did talk beforehand that this is going to be the third time you're
Third
running
term, yes ma'am.
for Justice of the Peace. Can you kind of tell us a little bit about why you chose to run for a third time?
Just continue to serve the citizens of Jefferson County. I'm in public service this year, makes 45 years of service to the citizens. It's one thing I've always wanted to do. You know, as a retired from law enforcement, and I was approached to run for Justice of the Peace, and I'm here to serve the people of all the citizens of Jefferson County. You know, I love the job I have. I love working with the people, working with the youth, the kids, and just being active in the community. I've been doing it for 45 years. Seems like a long time, but sometimes it doesn't seem that long.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
And then, like we mentioned, this is the third term that you're running for. Why do you think people have chosen you for Justice of the Peace for the past 2?
Because I'm probably one of the most active justices of peace out there. I answer the calls all the time, day or night. This is not an 8-to-5 job, weekends off. We're on call 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. I go out to the scenes of homicides, suicides, all type of fatalities. We presided over 30,000 cases in this courtroom alone in the last 7 years. Over 3,000 inquests of deaths from homicides, natural causes, or whatever. Been there and done that. Just been active in the community, volunteering for different organizations, assisting with fundraisers, and whatever it takes to get the job done. You know, but I've always been active as a child, growing up in the church, volunteering through the church, volunteering as a law enforcement officer. We provide a funeral escort service for free, provide security at different events for charities for free, just as a contribution to different charities, different organizations. But I've been there for, do it all, through the hurricanes, doing search and recovery. As a JP, seeing things that you can't unsee. Like I said, it's not a lot of people can talk, but until they've actually walked in these shoes, it's not a job just anybody can do. I'm a strong believer that God put us in positions for a reason. And for whatever reason, God chose me to do this job. And the citizens have the faith in me to do it, and I'll continue to do it as long as I can.
And then we have already spoken about this in past stories, but could you kind of reiterate to your constituents your thoughts on the strict bail reform that was passed in the November election? Okay,
I think it was kind of overdue. We've had repeat offenders coming to the system, continuing to victimize citizens in our county. I'm a strong believer in holding people accountable. And having someone that's a first-time offender is one thing, but when you have a repeat offender coming out, getting probation, come back out and continue to victimize our community and our citizens, it's time to make a stand. So I'm all for it. I believe everybody should be treated, they're innocent until proven guilty, but their past history determines a lot on their bails, because that's what we look at We provide the arraignments at the jail, and inmates that coming in. We have to look at their criminal history and the circumstances of the crime committed, and then determine a bail law. You know, so I think it's been long overdue. I'm glad the governor finally listened to the people, and we got some type of reform on it.
And then, like you mentioned, one of possibly the hardest portions of your job is having to go out and
On deaths.
on deaths and stuff like that.
Yeah. I've seen everything from a 3-month-old baby to a 113-year-old woman dead. You know, some are natural, some are not. Homicides and suicides and fatality wrecks. The plane crash in Sabine Pass. I went out there because for whatever reason, the other judges weren't available. Sabine Pass was not my area, but they called me. I went to the scene, and we were there when they recovered the body for the pilot of the plane that crashed out there. I've been on numerous homicides, suicides, drownings, other fatalities. I said, I'll take the call that, you know, regardless of time of day. Like, our office hours are from 7 to 4, but just because the office closed doesn't mean the job doesn't continue on. I said, we don't call 24 hours a day. I try to go to bed early at night because I know after midnight, that's when the phone call is going to ring. And you never know. I don't go anywhere without my phone and paperwork to do whatever I need to do.
And like we mentioned before, you've been doing this for 7 years, and
Right.
specifically that portion of your job, are you ready to continue doing that for another 4 years?
Yes, I am. I'm committed to it. You know, I'm committed to serving the people of my county. And I'm looking forward to another 4 years. You know, Lord willing, and the citizens allow me to do the job. You know, definitely. It's a hard job, but, you know, I've done it for this long. I can keep going.
And then in the years that you've been working as Justice of the Peace, do you think there's any challenges that you've had to face that you would like to address for the next 4 years?
More technology to better serve our citizens. We're going to start implementing e-filing where they can actually file cases online. We've started doing Zoom meetings or Zoom hearings where we can actually have participants come in on Zoom, and we have a new TV that we can actually see them to get testimony and save the time and taxpayers' money on, you know, some of the cases. We worked with the youths at the Mini Rogers, go there and mentor some of them, and it's a lot. It's doing a lot in the community. You know, some of the changes I'm looking forward to is on the eviction cases, getting those cases, you know, processed through. We were able to get financial assistance from different organizations to help the tenants get back on their feet. And there's different programs that's out there for them. So I'm good, yeah.
And then, of course, since we've mentioned you've done this job for long enough, can you kind of tell us what are some of the principles that guide you when making those tough decisions that you do every day?
Trying to be fair and impartial. You know, I'll listen to both sides of the testimony and try to make a fair decision that's fair on both sides. We do allow them to meet before we have the hearing to see if they can work it out among themselves. If they can't work it out between the two of them, then that's when I come in and make that tough decision. You know, and sometimes it's hard, you know, but you have to be fair and give them both an opportunity to speak their piece, and we'll go from there. You know.
And then, again, you are the incumbent. You've done this for a very long time.
7 years.
But why exactly should people put you for 4 more years? I'm
the only candidate with the experience, the qualifications to do the job. I believe in holding everyone accountable for their actions. My work speaks for me. I've done it for 45 years. I'm committed to my community. I'm committed to serve the citizens of Jefferson County, regardless of political affiliations, regardless of race or color or skin or anything else. We're here to serve all the citizens of Jefferson County. And when they come in the courtroom, they're looking for fairness and justice. And that's what my goal is to give. You know, be fair on both sides. You make a fair decision well, we can all walk away, you know, accordingly. You're not gonna please everybody, but I try to make a fair decision on what I do.
And then, is there anything else that you'd like to add in terms of you running for justice of the peace again, or anything that you'd like to tell the viewers or your constituents as to why they should again put you for 4 more years? Or anything that I haven't addressed yet that you'd like to mention?
I've done the job. Like I said, I'm committed to my community. I've been serving for 45 years. You know, I'm the only candidate with experience to do it. A lot of people can talk the talk, but they never walk the walk. You know, and I'm in it to win it. I'm in it to serve my community and continue to serve them for another 4 years. I have the background, I have the qualifications, I have the advanced education with the civil and the criminal parts of the law, and I have the dedication to serve my community. You know, so.
Why is the position of justice of the peace so important for Jefferson County?
Okay. The Justice of the Peace Court was created for the people. It was created for a place for people to go to settle their differences in the courtroom setting without having to hire a lawyer. It's important to have someone that's fair to both sides. You're elected from the people, by the people to do the job. And I feel it's fair that we have someone that's educated, that's determined to do the job, and being fair on both sides of it. You know, it's the most important thing. And someone that's active in the community, not just showing up or not sitting behind a bench all day long or behind the courtroom. You have to be out there with the community that they see you every day. You know, and I've been doing it for living here all my life. 65 years of my life I've been right here in Beaumont, born and raised. You know, and I think it's time we have somebody. You know, I'm here to continue serving our citizens.
And for those constituents that don't completely understand what the Justice of the Peace's role is, can you kind of explain the
What we
role? Yeah, specifically what you do, but also just how your position plays a role in the justice system of Jefferson County.
We sign arrest warrants before they've been indicted by the grand jury. Sign arrest warrants on felonies, homicide, murder cases, robbery, whatever type of felony. We also, if we do magistration at the jail, we set the bonds on bond conditions. And also we handle traffic citations from Parks and Wildlife, DPS, or Sheriff's Office. We handle small claims cases or death claim cases up to $20,000. Animal cruelty cases, juvenile cases for truancy. We have a juvenile diversion program where the juveniles don't even come in to see the judge. The parents come in, they sign a contract between the juvenile and the parent, and they receive community service. That way there's no history of the child, you know, being convicted of any offense as a juvenile or Class Cs. For traffic violations, for truancy and not going to school, possession of marijuana, minor possession of marijuana, but possession of tobacco or liquor, you know, stuff like that.
Anything else that you'd like to mention about the position specifically of Justice of the Peace that maybe people don't know about, other than that? Just completely fine if you know.
Yeah, I can't think. I think we covered everything.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure I had at least the details of what the position was.
Right.
Okay.
And like I said, we're required to go out on death investigations for fatality wrecks, or drownings, homicides, and stuff like that. Most time on natural causes in the hospitals, we received information from the hospital, faxed over different times. But otherwise, you actually go out to the scene. And you confront the families, you know, provide information to the families for different financial assistance they have through the county, and explain the process to them, what happens from the time that we get there, and when we have to order an autopsy, and what happens from that point on. It's mainly just interacting with the community and explaining what goes on, and that's on my side of it.